India. According to their sources, rivers in India are largely classified into Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Himalayan drainage. Most of the major rivers in the Himalayas originate from various glaciers. In summers, when the glaciers melt, the discharge of water into these rivers increases. These rivers flood during monsoons too, and hence they are perennial rivers. During the earlier period, formation of Himalayas was very slow. At the same time, the rivers maintained their path by headward eroding in a descending flow. Hence, many geographers believe that Himalayan rivers are older than the Himalayas. The Himalayan drainage covers two major river systems, such as Sindhu River and its tributaries and Ganga River and its tributaries. Sindhu River and its tributaries. Sindhu and its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi and Satluj drain the western Himalayas, that is, they flow through the state of Jammu and Kashmir. They flow almost parallel to each other. A major tributary of river Sindhu, the Satluj, originates near Mansarovar and flows westwards. Due to the depositional work of the river Satluj and its tributaries, the Punjab plains have formed. Sindhu River further flows through Pakistan and then meets the Arabian Sea. Ganga River and its tributaries. The river Ganga originates from the Gangotri Glacier and crosses the Himalayas to become an east-flowing river. Many tributaries of the Ganga also flow in a similar manner. Yamuna, originating at Yamunotri, is a major tributary of Ganga. Another major tributary of the Ganga flows through the northern part of the Greater Himalayas, crosses the Himalayas to enter India. When it flows through the Himalayas, it is called Tsangpo. When it crosses the Himalayas, it is called Dihang. And its eastward flow thereafter is called as Brahmaputra. From time to time, Ganga meets its tributaries, hence its discharge increases. Ganga receives Brahmaputra as its tributary in its low reaches in Bangladesh. The huge volume of water and huge deposition has led to the formation of a large delta. Beside these Himalayan rivers, Ganga receives a number of tributaries from peninsula like Chambal, Sindh, Betwa, Ken, Shon, etc. Peninsular River. The peninsular river systems can further be divided into east-flowing meeting the Bay of Bengal and west-flowing meeting the Arabian Sea. West-flowing river. Rivers meeting the Arabian Sea are known as the west-flowing rivers. The western Ghats towards the west of the peninsula form a major water divide. Peninsular rivers are seasonal in nature. The peninsular rivers, being rain-fed rivers, seldom face the problem of floods. The west-flowing rivers occupying the area between the Western Ghats and the Arabian coastline are short in length but swift. In the states of Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra and southern Gujarat, this condition of short and swift river system exists. The coastal rivers in Kerala have long extending backwaters near their mouths. These water bodies are locally known as Kyles. Further northwards, one comes across the river system flowing into the Gulf of Khambat. These river systems are Tapi, Narmada, Mahi and Sabarmati. Tapi and Narmada flow slowly through rift valleys. Mahi River flows from northeast to southwest direction, whereas River Sabarmati, collecting its headwaters from the southern slopes of Aravalli ranges, flows in somewhat north-south direction. Another noteworthy river forming catchment of Arabian Sea is River Luni. It originates along the western slopes of Aravalli range and flows in somewhat northwest to southwest direction and flows into Gulf of Kutch. East-flowing river. Rivers meeting the Bay of Bengal are known as east-flowing rivers. Most of the area of the peninsula is drained by the rivers flowing towards Bay of Bengal. Apart from Ganga, the important river systems of this group are Mahanandi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Mahanandi Basin occupies the northeastern part of the peninsula. Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri originate in the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats. River Godavari is the second largest river system of India in terms of the catchment area. To the south of Godavari is located the basin of River Krishna. Its major tributaries are Bhima and Tungabhadra. River Kaveri Basin flows through the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. It is one of the major rivers of peninsula. It is a river that has been harnessed for irrigation since a long time. The Chola king constructed a dam on the river Kaveri in the 2nd century AD near Tiruchirappalli and started irrigation in this deltaic region. Till today, the dam and its canals are operational. Come, let us now learn about Brazil's drainage. Brazil. As far as the drainage in Brazil is concerned, there are 3 major river basins: Amazon Basin, Paraguay-Parana system in the southwest, and São Francisco in the eastern part of the highland, and other rivers at the coasts. Amazon Basin. Amazon collects its headwaters from the eastern slopes of Andes Mountains in Peru. Amazon River receives huge discharge. This is about 2 lakh cubic meter per second. As a result, Amazon washes off the load supplied to it from the catchment. Consequently, sediments are not deposited even at the mouth. A dense network of distributaries, which is a characteristic feature of the river mouth areas, is by and large absent in the mouth region of Amazon. Instead, we find a series of islands developed along the mouth of Amazon beyond the coastline into the Atlantic Ocean. It will be interesting to note that at the mouth, the width of Amazon Channel is 150 kilometers. Take into consideration a place which is 150 kilometers away from your home. You will get an idea of the width. Most of the course of the Amazon River is suitable for navigation. Paraguay-Parana system. Paraguay and Parana rivers are located in the southwestern part of Brazil. Both the rivers form the catchment of River Plata in Argentina. These 2 rivers and River Uruguay in extreme south of the highlands collect their headwaters from the southern portion of the highlands. São Francisco. São Francisco is the 3rd important river of Brazil. The entire basin of this river is within Brazil. It occupies the eastern portion of the highlands. The river flows towards the north for a distance of about 1000 km over the plateau and then takes a sharp eastward turn to enter the coastal strip along the Atlantic Ocean. The river is navigable for a distance of about 250 kilometers in its downstream reaches. Coastal rivers. Brazil has a number of short coastal rivers. The coastal area being densely populated, these rivers attain significance. River Paranaíba and River Itapecuru, flowing northwards, meet the North Atlantic Ocean. The rivers that enter South Atlantic Ocean collect their headwaters along the highlands. River Puraguacu enters the Atlantic Ocean near Salvador town. So far, we have learnt about India and Brazil's drainage system. Let us now compare the two major river basins.